Hey y'all, Nico here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for joining me. I'm Nico. Today's video is focusing on stiff knees and knee pain. In order to strengthen your knees and to help relieve knee pain, you need to work on strengthening your quads, your hamstrings, and your hips, your adductors and your abductors, your inner and your outer hips. So this practice will entail a lot of poses that is going to focus on strengthening our quads, stretching our hamstrings, and stretching our hips. So if you have pretty significant knee pain, feel free to use a blanket underneath your knees throughout the practice to help protect them. And also just remember to come out of anything that is too painful. It takes a while to build up strength and to build up flexibility in these areas. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to be consistent and do some type of stretching or some type of small exercise as often as you can, preferably daily. So you will need a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, you can use a pillow or you can use a stack of books. And so we will just start with some cat-cow, and we'll just be doing some seated cat-cow. So get in a comfortable seated position. Feel free to use the block underneath your hips or the pillow underneath your hips to help you get into easy pose. You can also walk your legs out a little bit further, and feel free to use it on whichever side is best for you. So you might use the lowest side or you might use the higher side. So we're just going to rest our hands on our knees, pressing the shoulders forward, rounding the spine, bringing the chin down to the chest. And then we will roll the shoulders back, arch the spine, lifting the chest, chin comes up towards the sky. So take an inhale here as your chest is open, and then exhale to close. This is just a general warm-up here. And if you like, feel free to move into some barrel rolls. Just moving with your breath or just finding some free movement here. Again, just warming our body up a little bit before we get started. Maybe a couple more rounds of cat-cow. And just another reminder, just remember to listen to your body throughout the practice. If you have severe knee pain or daily struggles with your knees, make sure you talk to a doctor and see what you need to do to help yourself. So let's release. Let's come up on hands and knees. And again, you can use a rolled up blanket underneath your knees, or you can fold your mat in half, bringing it underneath your knees for some cushion. And we're just going to bring our knees out wide, floating our hips back towards our heels for child's pose. So you can use your block here as well if you need elevation. You could bring your block underneath your hips and sit back on your block. You can also keep your hips lifted up in the air. And child's pose or balasana is a great pose because it just kind of provides a full body stretch. And let's float our bodies back up to a table position. And we're going to come to hero pose with the block. So if you don't have like severe knee pain, then you can go ahead and sit back on your heels. And this is just a good knee stretcher. Now, if you need a little bit more elevation, take the block and sit on your block for support. Might be on the tallest side, it might be on the medium side, or you might be sitting on a pillow, just bringing the pillow on that space, in between your hips and your heels. So just doing what works for you. I like to spend a little bit of time in this pose because sometimes my knees get sore if I'm doing some hard working out, or just throughout the day if I'm doing a lot of running around. So I like to spend a good amount of time here to get my knees stretched. And again, if anything feels too uncomfortable or too painful, just go ahead and come out of the pose. This practice is meant more so for a mild to moderate knee pain, not anything severe, because these poses might be a little too much if you have very severe knee pain. Let's float our body up to a table position, and we're going to make our way up to standing. So feel free to tuck your toes under and come to down dog first, or however you want to get to a standing position is fine. I like to come to down dog and do a little bit of stretching. This is a great hamstring stretcher. Pedaling your knees out one foot at a time. Or coming up on your tippy toes and then pressing those heels back down and away. Bring your gaze up in between your hands and just walk your feet up behind your hands, nice and slow, if this feels okay for you. Another great hamstring stretcher. And we'll come up for a half lift. So bring those feet underneath the hips. Inhale up. Fingertips can come to the ground or on your shins. And we want our neck in line with the spine, kind of making a tabletop here. And then exhale, release down to a forward fold. Slight bend in the knees. And feel free to grab your elbows and just hang. Release the elbows, and we'll roll up to standing nice and slow, bringing a bend into our knees, rolling all the way up until we're in a standing position. Again, moving slowly so that you don't get super dizzy as you come up to standing. And then we'll come to mountain pose or Tadasana. So our hands are at our sides, palms facing outward. Chin is parallel with the floor. Shoulders are relaxed, and make sure your knees are not locked out. I have a bad habit of locking my knees out. So slight bend in your knees, teeny tiny bend, just releasing them so they're not locked. And go ahead and rock back and forth from the balls of your feet to your heels. When you stand with those locked knees, that can be really hard on your knees as well. It's coming back to stillness in our Tadasana. From here, we're going to sweep our arms up, moving into a chair pose. So this is what I was talking about, and we need to strengthen our quads. So we're going to lift our arms up. Inhale. Pull your belly button back towards your spine and sit down in an imaginary chair here. Feet are hips width apart. Shift your weight into your heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes. Inhale, exhale, release, back to Tadasana. Trying to remember not to lock those knees out. Inhale, lift those arms back up. Let's come back to chair. Inhale, exhale. Sit back in your imaginary chair. Shift your weight into your heels. Good. Inhale, Exhale, come back to Tadasana. One more chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, sit back into your imaginary chair. Inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Good. Sweep your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to step back with our left foot. Go ahead and rotate your back heel down. And we're going to make a nice line from the front heel to the inside arch of the back foot. We're going to bring our arms out wide, bending into this front knee, aligning our knee over our ankle, coming to warrior two. Arms are parallel to the floor. Take a gaze at those arms and make sure they're in alignment. This is a great one that is going to open your hips and strengthen those quads as well. Now take an inhale, sweep those arms up. Bring your chest square with the front of the room, coming to warrior one. Good. Inhale. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. Take another inhale here. Exhale, come down to a lunge position. Bring a hand on either side of the foot and go ahead and rest that back knee down. From here, we're going to move into a low lunge variation. So what you can do is either come up, resting both hands on that front knee. Again, feel free to have your blanket underneath the back knee. Option two, you can scoot your body back, getting close to a wall and resting this foot against that back wall. So it would look something like this. Resting your foot there. Option three, if you want a little more, you can bring your left hand down on the inside of your right foot, reach up, back and around and grab that back foot instead. So again, pick whichever one works for you. Either of these three options will work. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. Step that right foot back. Bring those big toes together, knees out wide. Float your hips back, come to child's pose. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. Float your body back to table position. I will move into all of that, focusing on the other side this time. So tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back. We're going to move through our chair pose and our Tadasana first. And go ahead and walk your feet up behind your hands. Or again, however you get to standing is okay with me. This is just great for stretching those hamstrings. Come up to a half lift. Inhale. Exhale, come down to forward fold. Good. Let's roll up to a standing position. Coming to Tadasana. Feet underneath hips, shoulders relaxed, chin parallel with the floor, palms facing outward, slight bend in your knees, just making sure knees aren't locked. Take an inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, sit back into your chair. Inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Good. Sweep those arms up. Inhale. Exhale, step back with the right foot, making that line from the front heel to the inside arch of the back foot. Arms come out wide. Bend into that left knee, aligning it over your ankle. Coming to warrior two, checking the alignment of those arms. Inhale up to warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Warrior one, inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Warrior one, inhale. Exhale, come down to a lunge position, coming down on that right knee now. Coming to those low lunge variations. So option one, hands are resting on that front knee. Option two, back foot is resting up against the wall. Option three, right hand comes down, left arm lifts up, around and back. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. Stepping that left foot back, come to a child's pose. Good. On your next inhale, float your body forward, come to a table position, and then we'll just make our way to a seated position. Extending those legs out in front. Gonna do some nice hip stretches here. So keep your left leg extended, bend at your right knee, step the right foot over the left leg, sweep the left arm up, inhale. Exhale, twist to the right, bringing the elbow on the outside of the knee. Right hand, fingertips face the back wall, and your gaze is over that back shoulder. Feel free to stay here, or if you're feeling comfortable, go ahead and bend that bottom knee as well, only if that feels okay for you. Getting a nice stretch on the outside of the hip here. Take an inhale, exhale, release. Extend those legs back out in front. Now we'll bend at the left leg, step it over the right. Right arm sweeps up, inhale. Twist to the left, elbow on the outside of knee. Left fingertips face the back wall, gaze over your left shoulder. And bend that bottom leg as well if that feels okay. If not, feel free to keep that leg extended. I don't think we realize how much the muscles align and work together. So working the parts surrounding the areas that maybe we might be having some problems with is going to help you out in the long run. Inhale, exhale, come back to center. Release those legs. Bring the bottoms of the feet together, scooting your hips close to your heels or your heels close to your hips. And we're going to just cup the feet here, bringing the thumbs on the inside arches and then opening our feet like a book. Should feel a nice hip stretch here. You can stay upright, or if you want to come down a little more, you can. You can even press into those legs with your elbows to deepen the stretch. Great hip opener here. Inhale, exhale, release. Bring those feet flat on the ground. Scoot your hips close to your heels. And we're just going to roll down to our back. Go ahead and hug those knees into the chest for a moment. Rocking side to side if you like. And we'll release the knees. Bring the feet flat on the ground. Hands rest at our sides. We'll walk our heels in until we feel our fingertips graze our heels. Now from here, we'll move into bridge pose. So make sure that lower back is flat on the ground. You may have to tilt your pelvis towards you. And then squeeze your glutes as you begin to lift your hips off the ground, imagining that there's a block between your knees. So squeezing your knees together. This is another one of those poses that is going to strengthen the muscles around our knees. One more inhale, exhale, release. Let's do that a couple more times. Making sure that lower back is flat. Begin to lift your hips, squeeze those knees together. Inhale, exhale, release. Good. One more time. Bring that lower back flat and lift the hips. Squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. From here, let's take our right ankle, cross it on top of our left knee. Doing another hip opener here. Making sure that ankle clears your knee. Take both hands, reach behind the left thigh, and pull it in towards your chest if you're able. You might be okay with just resting your foot over your knee. And if you like to, you can even press that right knee away, opening that hip some more, pressing that right knee away with your elbow. Inhale, exhale, release. Uncross your ankle. Let's cross the left ankle over our right knee. Reaching behind the right thigh, pull it in towards your chest. And feel free to push your knee away with your elbow, deepening that stretch a little bit more. Inhale, exhale, release. Go ahead and bring your body flat onto your mat. From here, we're going to take our feet, reach them over towards the right corner of our mat, and our arms will come overhead, and we'll reach our arms over towards the right edge of our mat as well, kind of making a banana shape. This is just a good stretch to lengthen the body and get a side body stretch. Take an inhale Exhale, release to center. And we'll do the same thing on the left. Those feet extend towards the left corner of your mat, and those arms extend overhead to the left corner. Take one inhale, one more inhale. Exhale, release. Maybe hugging those knees into the chest one last time. Feel free to spend a few minutes in Shavasana if you like. Otherwise, that completes our practice to help with knee pain or knee strain or knee stiffness. Leave a comment below letting me know what you think about this video, letting me know if you would like to see more like it. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching. Peace and love.